In this episode, we're in Goliad, a small Texas town with a big Texas story. So what are you gonna do? Stay tuned, because don't get mad, get glad, we're in Goliad. I got dad jokes. Bumper time!
Hi there, I'm Braxton, and I love Texas, Texas history, and Texas food. I invite you to join me as I travel across the best damn state in the Union to uncover the history of Texas, to showcase its great food and the great people of Texas. This is The Stars at Night.
Goliad has all the trappings of typical small-town Texas. There is a Dairy Queen, a Whataburger, churches, boutique small businesses, some pretty high-grade graffiti. But if you take a combination of some left turns and some right turns, you wind up here at La Bahia, next to a cannon. And if you come during the summer on Wednesdays, this is what you might see. Hey, and if you were here in 1835 on December 20th, you would have witnessed something special. What, you may ask? Let me tell you.
What you're looking at is the historic chapel inside the Presidio La Bahia.
So if you would have been in this church, which is one of the oldest in the country, on December 20th, 1835, you would have seen less than 100 Texans in here on the altar writing out the first Declaration of Independence. Sam Houston would later go on to call it premature and not really pay much attention to it. But we're here to talk to Scott, the director of La Bahia, about what happened here, what we can learn, and how Goliad kind of sits at the crossroads of Texas history. So we're here with Scott. Scott, tell me real quick, 1836, something terrible happened here, but also something awesome happened first. So we talk about that, and then we talk about at the massacre.
Okay, so you're referring to the Battle of San Jacinto, which took place in April of 1836. It was a Texian victory and kind of the end to the revolution. With the capture of Santa Ana, the Texians basically secured their independence from Mexico. But it jumps back to the Presidio here and kind of the force that really carried the Texians across the field at San Jacinto related to what had taken place at the Alamo and here at Presidio La Bahia. Of course, everybody knows about the assault of the Alamo and the death of all the soldiers that were there. And then, of course, here at the Presidio, we had the Battle of Coleto Creek, and the Texians were captured, held here for about a week.
And what ended up happening was the 400 men were split up into three groups, walked in different directions. The officers who were marching with them turned around and took them out. There actually were some survivors. There were 3 doctors who were allowed to live because of their profession. Also, standing behind an angel, or Francisca Alvarez. She helped save the lives of many Texas soldiers throughout this whole conflict, and she was married to a captain in the Mexican army. But here at Goliad, Francisca earned the name the Angel of Goliad. And what does that mean? She helped beg and hide 35 men. So Fannin didn't lose all of his men that day. Francisca helped out. So there are a lot of hidden stories and hidden heroes throughout the conflict and story of Texas. Some would say there's some angels too. The Mexican army didn't bury the bodies of the brave Texans that day. They burned them. It wasn't until June of that year, after Texas won its independence, that Texas General Thomas J. Rusk came back to Goliad to bury his comrades. Fast forward to 1937, the city of Goliad erected a memorial that would act as a headstone where the bodies are buried. A memorial which the ghost of Fannin's men can see from the Presidio La Bahia.
That led to the battle cries, remember the Alamo, and remember Goliad, or remember La Bahia.
Yeah, and that's what Sam Houston said, right? Remember La Bahia, not remember Goliad.
Yeah.
I've been saying that wrong my whole life.
It's all right. Yeah. we like I said, we sell T-shirts with Remember Goliad on it.
So what is like one of your favorite things about being a director here? You know, because you deal with history. Well, I'm almost you're here like on a daily basis throughout the year.
Yeah.
So what is something of your favorite moments of like you've had since you've been director here?
Well, I'm a longtime history fan, Texas history buff, and the Presidio has a really long history from 1749 up to 1836 as far as being an active fort, and it's really rich in the different stories and different characters that come through here. You know, you have in the early days, you've got Spanish Presidio soldiers that are dealing with Indians. There's actually an Indian attack. One time the gates are left open, the Indians come in to see what's going on and decide to attack the fort. You get into the filibustering era, you have Gutierrez McGee that are here. There's a 4-month siege where the Spanish army surrounds the fort and tries to drive those guys out. You've got Long and his expedition. The soldiers that are here actually watch the French colony that shows up and lands on Galveston Island in 1817. They keep up with those guys before they move inland. So there's just a lot of history, and it's not just one time period. It really spans a long period of our history as far as Texas is concerned. So that's what's really exciting, is being able to research that and learn about those people. Spring is great here. The weather's nice. We have a lot of wildflowers. The last weekend in March is our big reenactment, so we've got all that going on, and it's really the best time of the year to be out. The Facebook page is pretty active. We're working on a new website right now.
We're gonna have a link in the comments below for this place. Be sure to come check it out and be a part of history. I mean, like, I'm looking out, and like you're saying, you said, I mean, there's history just everywhere here. It's like just coming out of the ground.
Yep.
It's awesome.
Boy, all this history sure is making me hungry. Let's go check out downtown Goliad, where the historic Mustang Cantina sits. And it just so happens to be run by Scott's wife, Monica. How's that for small town? Oh, and by the way, remember our soldiers from earlier? Well, on the left, that's Scott's dad. And on the right, that's Scott's son. Who says Texas history doesn't run in the family? Anyway, back to the cantina, which features a rock wall that was handmade in Goliad. And also, these are artillery shells. That's right, artillery shells. There are 6 of them scattered throughout the restaurant. And on the right there, that's becoming a motel, a 6-room motel, also attached to the cantina. But it wouldn't be historic if there wasn't what some people would call a dungeon in the cantina, but other people, something different.
We call it the cellar. I like to call it the speakeasy because it's cool.
Yeah, you should come down here and check it out. Let's see what else is going on here at the cantina.
This is our main bar area. The light above us is actually local Spanish brands that date back to the 1800s.
Check out the dining room area. Hello, you know. This place is like magical. There's like stuff everywhere. Talk to me about like how long this has been in existence.
Well, the building's been here since the late 1800s. However, they acquired this building 15 years ago and have been working on it since then.
Yeah.
We have the hotel, which has 6 rooms. We have the pavilion area, and then we have the bar, which consists of 3 rooms and 2 patios.
That's crazy. So this has been 15 years. You've been working here for.
I've been here a year, but the bar has not been open until we opened it last October.
Yeah. Okay. And you also have a bit of history that you guys discovered out here on accident. Talk to me about that.
So we have the Bull Durham mural, which is a tobacco advertisement, and that was done in probably the 30s, I believe. And so they didn't know it was back there because originally the building that's the hotel was a mercantile building, and then that was a dry cleaners. So when they were tearing it down, they accidentally hit the wall and found the mural. So then they restored it. And Miss Light, one of the owners, is a historian, so she's done a lot of the local historical signs around here, and so that's why the historical sign is out there.
So what is like y'all open at 6? So if when you come here, after you go see La Bahia and other cool things, there's a lot more here than just that.
Yes.
And you come here at 6 o'clock, this is when you guys open.
Yes.
Right, so we're not going to see food here today, but we are going to see awesome history, which is exciting. So what is, when my people come here at 6, what is like y'all's favorite thing, and what is like y'all's best seller?
Drink-wise, we have the La Bahia Sunset.
That sounds exciting.
Really good.
Yeah.
And then food-wise, probably our biggest sellers are our sliders, our hot wings, and then the Mustang fries.
Mustang fries.
Yes. It's waffle fries loaded with all kinds of goodness.
That sounds like I want.
Delicious.
Cool. So that's going to wrap it up for us here in Goliad. Listen, there are less than 2,000 people that live in this city, but the stories that Goliad has to tell are too numerous, and we don't have time in this episode to even get into half of them. La Bahia is only like a quarter of history, and we even get into all of the history there, just the Fannin Massacre. So, do us a huge favor, check out Goliad for yourself. You never know what you're gonna uncover like this. They found this on accident, just by stopping through. So listen, do me a huge favor, like, comment, and subscribe, but also come down here and see Texas history fully come alive. It's a beautiful, beautiful thing. I'm Braxton Nutt. This is The Stars at Night. Y'all come on down here real soon, and we'll see you. Peace. Do me a huge favor, tell some people about this show. Comment below with what you liked about it, or tag some people who you think need to see it. Because Texas is big, and so are the stories that we need to tell. Boom. Do it.